It's time to dad.
And just like that, we're all back together. Welcome back to Time to Dad. This is a podcast by dads, kind of for dads. But you know what? If you're a young male, maybe you might find this interesting. Maybe you won't. I don't know. If it tickles your pickle, come and join us in this radical new podcast of dads for dads. Again, Time to Dad. Boys, how we doing?
Living the dream, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Try not to tickle too many pickles.
I didn't sign up for tickling pickles, so.
Hey man, don't knock it till you try it, okay? Grab a pickle, tickle it. That might be your
I
thing.
don't have any pickles currently. I have a jar that's like 4 years old on top of the refrigerator, though. I look at it every time I need something out of that cabinet up there, and I'm like, damn, those pickles are old. They just keep living on, man. Super pickles.
Or pickles.
It's funny how some things in the house will survive like that, but some things won't. Like what is it in our brain that is like that thing can stay, but other things we actually like act on. But the pickles, they can stay. They could just. I just can't deal with it. Where do we draw that line?
So much effort, and I've already got like the pot or pan in my hand that I went up there to grab. I'm like, man, I can't grab this giant jar of pickles and the baking dish, so the pickles are just gonna have to stay for now.
That's your pickled priorities, right there.
I don't know. We have terrible refrigerator management. Once a month, we'll do like a purge, and we're just like, holy shit, we had so much junk in here that's just expired or not worth eating. It's pretty sad.
We have that problem.
Welcome to America,
Excuse
though,
the
right?
noise of all the kids. Yeah, no kidding. The problem of having too much excess of all.
We're some wasteful assholes. Well, I am anyway. I think most of us are.
I think because we're so wasteful, people think that we're like automatically rich. They're like, they have enough money to throw away food. They have enough money to poop and clean water. They're rich automatically.
I can run the dishwasher and fill the dish sink with soap and water. What? Are you guys? Oh, that's a good one. You guys pre-rinse, or you just throw it right in the washing machine?
Pre-rinse. Do none of that.
Our poop.
My wife.
I'll give it.
I'll
give it a little scrub if I know it's going to be some like baked on shit that ain't going to come off. But typically,
a dishwasher. Dishwasher?
Yeah, my wife or myself are the dishwashers.
Nice. I try to do that, but sometimes it just gets out of control, and I look at it and I'm just like, fuck, and fill the dishwasher up because it's way less time than me sitting there doing it.
Yeah. This is like the only place we've had that doesn't have a dishwasher.
Nice.
So we're just like not going to invest in it. We're going to end up building something over the next year or two.
Nice. Good luck with those interest rates, Home Skillet.
I know,
fucking insane.
I think we're gonna. No, we have a small property, so we're gonna try to build on it and go from there.
Nice.
How's that lumber? What are those lumber costs looking like?
Dude, insane.
I have no idea.
Insane, man.
I have no idea. I think the last time we went to Home Depot for some subflooring, it was like 20-something bucks for a sheet of plywood.
Oh, that's not horrible. Like sheathing plywood right now, man, and like OSB, that shit is like $60+ here for like a 3/4 inch. Like Advanced Tech flooring's like $50 a fucking sheet. That stuff used to be like $25.
Dude.
It's crazy expensive. Everything's more expensive, man, in the construction world. Anyway, my industry's taking a hit because now the clients are paying more to have their shit built, but we're not allowed to raise our fees because then that digs into what they can spend on their projects. So a lot of clients are hemming and hawing over our fees, and then they're getting sticker shock when they get bids from contractors for the projects, and they're like, holy shit, we budgeted for like a third of that. And I thought after COVID passed, this far after all that bullshit, that it would get better. But those cost increases are still lingering around.
Yeah.
That's a hyperinflation. It's not gonna go down.
Yeah.
It's gonna stop. It might stop going up for a minute, but it's never gonna go down.
Meanwhile, every fast food restaurant is now paying their employees $15 an hour, and they've nicely added tip jars everywhere on the counter for things that we've traditionally never fucking tipped for. Like Subway has a tip jar.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen a tip jar at fucking Subway?
I've seen it once.
It just drives me nuts. Like I get it if you're like a sit down restaurant, that's what like servers live off of. But if you're at a fucking fast food place, like they might as well put a sign up that, you know, hey, we don't pay our employees enough, so we're counting on your tips to supplement our shitty pay.
Yeah, I hate that entire industry because of that. Because everybody's like, well, the people that do that live off of tips. I'm like, well, then I'm sorry, that sucks for them, but wouldn't they just quit? Like, wouldn't they just rather quit than not have a secure amount of money? I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I have a job that pays me a certain amount of money because I put in, manual labor. I don't know if that makes a difference in the way people get paid. I don't think it should.
Dude,
it's like you're there, you're working, like, getting paid.
I get it. If you're serving tables, you're providing a service. You're providing me a service by bringing my shit out, refilling my drink, or if you're working back a house and cooking. But if you're taking pre-sliced fucking deli meats and veggies and just slapping it on a sub, that is not a fucking service that warrants tipping, in my opinion.
Okay, I think you're mad about a completely different thing that I'm mad about.
Maybe.
But I think Jason has something to say.
Well, tipping is uniquely American anyways. They don't do that shit in Europe. Like there's no, like they just pay servers like $20 an hour and they just do their shit. There's no tipping.
Yeah.
So like the confusion here is that we started a system where we could pay restaurant workers less than minimum wage because they got the tips. And now you got the minimum wage people.
But that doesn't happen at Subway and fast food places. They're not paying below minimum like a sit-down restaurant.
It all freaks me out because I go into these places and I legitimately, like Alex said, like the first thought is like, you know, I do a certain job to make a certain wage and I could never do that job because just on the surface of it, it's completely not worth the time spent to do it. And then it just like blows my brain apart thinking like, well, what if everybody says that and then nobody does any of these jobs? Like somebody's got to do all of these jobs.
I hope people quit because then maybe, just maybe, that industry could change for the better, which is what I was trying to say or get to. But I'm like, I don't know how to word it properly. But if everybody that did like waitressing and worked at jobs that are tip based, if they were to quit, right? Like everybody, like Lottie Dottie, everybody, just quit your damn job. I don't get paid enough type of day, right? Just everybody calls out. I think that industry would change for the better, and especially for what they need. Because I don't want to.
You're gonna see that cost increase on your. Yeah.
Well, listen, it's all a trade-off. It's all a freaking trade-off.
Outback would be costing you like $40 a person. They'll pass that buck directly on to the consumer.
Yeah. And that will be fine as long as I don't have to tip them anymore, and now they get paid a proper wage. Does that make sense?
Dude, I'm just gonna tip them. I'm gonna tip them the 50 cents at that point. I don't want a $10 coffee. All right, fuck that. Here you go. Here's my dollar.
Make my own.
Here's my dollar. But I'm sorry I didn't give it to you last time. Please just keep my coffee $3.12 because that's already way too fucking expensive. I don't want a $9 coffee. I can't do it.
Yeah. I did Starbucks for a little while, and then I looked at how much I spent. I was like, that's fucking crazy. So now I have the Panera subscription. It's like $10 a month for unlimited hot coffee, beverages.
Sip Club,
yeah, man. And it's so nice. They keep you hooked because at the end of every month, they send you a little email that says, here's how much you would have spent if you didn't have the Sip Club. They're like, you would have spent $300 this month.
No, I didn't get that. I used to Sip Club it. I used to do the ice green tea. I like that.
Yeah.
It's the papaya green tea.
Yeah.
And literally everybody in my dealership was sipping on my sip club. So I bet you if they
Nice.
sent me an email, it would have been like $1,000.
Dude, they just
it was like every 2 hours somebody was using.
they
that
just
sip club.
fucking locked down. I went in, so there's one like literally right around the corner from my work. So I get Emerson on the bus, and then I go there and get my coffee. And one day I walk in, and they've got the little like self-checkout little kiosk things, and the cups are usually all right there. And sometimes they're out of cups, so it looks a little bare. But that morning there were 0 cups there, and I was like, what in the hell is going on? So I order, and I go down there, and I wait at like where they hand your food off, and they finally gave me the cup. And there's a big old sign that was like, it's no longer like get yourself a cup. I think they had an issue with people just like walking in and grabbing cups and getting a drink and leaving.
Oh yeah,
because the cups 100%. Are like Fort Knox now. So now instead of like it being me in and out in like under a minute, now I'm standing there waiting because they're not watching the monitor to see that I didn't order a damn breakfast sandwich. I just got a coffee, which kind of annoys me. But I'm an impatient person like that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I know for like that was the other problem. People using my sip club and like shooting me like not shooting me this a courtesy text or whatever. So then I'm trying to legitimately get my drink on the app on the little screen, and it's saying no, you can't have it. You're maxed
within the
out.
time limit or whatever.
And at that point, I'm like, fuck it. I'm just fucking grabbing my cup. Like I went through the motions here. I paid for this shit. So I'm probably that guy,
Sorry to interrupt. I have to attend a crying child. They both hit themselves face first.
Oh.
And a little bit of medical attention is needed. Not me rushing to the ER, but me to them, making sure they're okay. So, sorry, guys. I got a bail right now.
Okay.
Ouch.
See ya. It's funny. Yeah. Well, if that's not being a dad, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Remember when we had Julian and he was frozen? Or no, I was the only one that could see him frozen that time. But it was like, that was great.
Oh, B-52 bomber flying over my house right now? Thing's loud.
No, I don't hear that.
Mike's picking it up. It's so loud. I'm going to make it super loud on the recording. Oh, man. So let's see. We picked some topics tonight.
Yep.
Biggest hurdles and struggles as a dad to date. What you got?
Becoming a ×2 dad, and just like, I mean, the struggle is constant because, I mean, my wife's not working at the moment, which wasn't the plan, which causes financial stress, but I don't know where we'd be at if she was, because it's just nonstop. Like there's no time. That the house is just a complete disaster area at all times. I mean, it's like you talk about the dishwasher, it's at the sink, every room is just like a cyclone. Trying to get them
that's
to
my
bed.
Big struggle is cleaning the goddamn house or keeping it clean.
It's crazy.
We subscribe to we'll get to it this weekend, and before you know it, something pops up and we're doing that. We don't clean the house. We've had some pretty good arguments, my wife and I. Downright like yelling matches over like how fucking just cluttered the house is with shit and just stuff everywhere.
Yeah,
it's a struggle.
Tripping down the stairs, like just like
yep.
My house is not big as it is, and it gives me a lot of anxiety. It really does.
Tons. That's what I try to tell my wife. I'm like, it's not that I just want it to be clean. I'm like, I literally have anxiety when I go to cook dinner and there's like the sink is filled with dirty dishes. Like none of the pots and pans from yesterday's dinner have been like washed yet. So rather than just cooking dinner, which is already late, I got to go friggin' do all the dishes before I get start dinner. Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Or just, and it's just exhausting because you got to do it, where you go to the sink and it's all dishes, and you were like in the mindset of just like passing out, crashing because you're tired or something, and it's just like looking at it, it's like I can't. It's like, do I leave this? It's like you turn around and the table's the same thing. If you hit, then you're gonna fight about it the next day. Dog shits in their crate, and I'm just like throwing blankets out.
My dog that's been fun. My dog's old as shit, and she's recently started just like not waiting to go out, so she's been just crapping on the carpet. It's been real fun.
My dog, and it's a boy dog thing. I'm convinced because I had a pug growing up who partially our fault because he was paper trained when he was real young. So he would, especially around Christmas time, he liked to just drop a surprise, like literally on Christmas presents because it was paper. Like, so he would take shit on the present. But he would shit or like have accidents in the house like his whole life. And my girl dog, Dolly, she's like 9 now, and she was the easiest dog. Like literally, we got her home as a puppy, 10 weeks old, went to the bathroom outside like the day we brought her home. And then like, maybe a couple months of like trials and tribulations, and she was good, and she never has accidents. She's excellent.
Wow.
And then this dog, like Winston, the younger one, who's a boy, he sucks. Like if it goes past a certain point, and sometimes it just makes no sense, but like if he goes past like a 6-hour mark, like he'll shit wherever he is, piss and shit. So it's like you're at the point where you're not gonna I don't even want to give him a blanket in the crate because he just uses it as like, oh, that's my piss rag. I'm just gonna pee on that and then just squish it in the corner so I can just chill over here. So like, but then like I'm cruel to not give him a blanket, but he's just a pain, and he'll poop in there. So I'm taking this blanket, literally throwing it outside because I'm in a hurry in the morning. Just got yelled at for that. It's like, she's like, what are we, like white trash? We got like shit blankets getting thrown out in the yard. I'm like, it's the winter. Nobody cares. Like nobody's looking at our like porch to see if there's a blanket out there with some turds. Like, what the fuck?
My wife gives me shit because my dog will crap, and I'll grab like a grocery bag and put it in there and tie it up or whatever. But it'll be fucking 25, 30 degrees outside. So I open the side door and just kind of tuck it behind the recycling bin until like the next morning, and I'll put it in the trash bin.
Yeah.
She'll be like, why'd you put the shit there? And I'm like, who cares? Like there's no driveway inspector that's gonna walk down there and be like, oh, bag of dog shit behind your recycling bin. Like nobody's doing that.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's routine though. Like the dog actually punishes me if I don't get up and do like my 5 a.m. routine, get up, row. It's not ideal, but if I don't do that, especially now that I'm doing this like Silva meditation shit, if I don't will
ever know about that. We'll have to revisit it.
Never.
You guys missed a good episode we had recorded, and somehow everybody's audio except mine was just non-existent in the recording. That was a pretty good episode. So we'll have to revisit that one episode.
Silva intervened, but no,
fucking did. He was like, "How dare you share my secrets?"
That's right.
On your podcast.
That's some paid content right there. Nobody's getting that for free. So, but if I don't get up at that time, I can't row and have any time for myself or do Silva meditations or anything, because Russell, he's pretty much like Clockworth. He's not going to last past like 5:30, 5:45. Like he's up. This morning was like a gift from the space god or whatever, because he was up at like it was like 6:15, or 6:30, and I had to kind of go in there and give him his bottle. It's not a bottle, he's 2, but he drinks, like, he gets like a sippy cup with a little bit of whole milk, and that's like his morning, like okay, I'm up, like I'm gonna drink this, and then terrorize the house after that. So, but if I don't get up at that time, I'm gonna have dog shit in the crate. I'm not gonna get any exercise. I'm not gonna get my Silva time. I'm not gonna get anything at all, and I'm gonna literally wake up in a state of angst and rushing around, cleaning dog shit. Hate that. Yeah. Cleaning dog shit, dealing with my son. My wife's pissed, and I'm late for work, and I got a shower. So
your struggle sounds like it's just the daily grind schedule you got to keep to.
You gotta. I mean, it sets off the whole day. It's very.
My son is he's very much he has to have a schedule and a routine, and if we vary from that even the slightest bit, it's just like his whole universe just suddenly becomes unbalanced, and everything is like the biggest fucking deal of shit that has ever happened to him, and it'll take like his most well-behaved day and just turn it upside down and 180 it. And all of a sudden nothing will calm him down. He's fucking throwing shit at his door in his room. It's really crazy how those little routines and the things you do affect the little people in your life.
Yeah, routine's everything. Obviously I learned that, I knew that before I had kids because of the dog and the pets, and like it's why the military works in a weird way. Like, it's why when you set a routine and a schedule for people, you can actually get troubled youths or whatever else to be like good soldiers, because you're on a set routine. If it's not done right, someone's going to yell at you. You have to do it the same way every day, and it becomes easy for your body to naturally do something without having to think about it, and it actually frees up your brain to be more creative. So it's a stress, it's a decompression mechanism in a lot of ways. But
yeah, I get that.
But I didn't learn, because I grew up in a state of chaos, I feel like, because my mom always late, always sleeping in.
That's my wife.
Yep.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah. My dad wasn't, but my dad, I vaguely paid attention to it, but even he's up a good hour plus before he has to do anything.
Yeah.
And he's downstairs.
That's ideal.
He's downstairs. He's like, literally, if I was ever up, just like at home from like being out all night, and he's literally like sitting there, got a good night's rest, and he's like sipping his coffee, eating a egg, which freaks me the fuck out. But like he's got a routine.
Microwave egg?
I know. Yeah, he puts he's
like
got
a hard-boiled egg, or like a scrambled egg patty?
Shit. It's some kind of shit that he poured. He like microwaves it, like egg yolk. So I don't know.
Egg beaters, like the fake egg.
Yeah,
shit?
Egg beater, something like that. Ooh. Smells up the whole house. Awful. But he's sitting there. He'd sip the coffee, and he's just like chilling. And it's like there's a big something to be said there of calm, and he's ready to go towards his day. As opposed to you're running out the door, you're throwing clothes onto your kid, whatever,
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
Oh, here's the shithead dog right here. There he is.
Yeah, before kids, I was like, man, I was always up early. I was like ready to frickin' go. Hello, buppers.
Here's a cameo.
He's funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, before the kids, like I was a morning person, dude. I could spring out of bed, like ready to go. Now after kids, I'm like, I still try to get up and do things at a healthy pace and not have to rush. But some mornings that shit just doesn't happen. And then my kid's pissed off because I'm rushing him and he doesn't want to be rushed, and I'm mad because I'm trying to get us out the door. Because if he misses the bus, it's like easily adds 30 minutes to my morning like process to get to work because I got to go wait in the damn drop off line.
Yep. That used to happen to me. It was the opposite. Like I was a kid missing the bus, then I'd have to have a parent bring me or whatever. So, yep.
Oh, fun.
Always. I was never on time.
Nice.
And until like maybe 2 jobs ago, I was late for everything I'd ever attempted to be at. And then at some point I was offered to like get paid overtime, an hour of overtime every day to go in early. So that got me in the mode of actually getting there early and being before people, and it just like turned into, okay, I like this feeling of I get in to a calm environment instead of the stressful environment of running into the meeting and everybody's already there and you're getting the look. So
yeah, that's like, I think my career when I went like full time into engineering is what triggered that for me too. Because when I was with Starbucks and had to open the store and be there at like 4:30, I'd be like running in, like speeding into the parking lot at like 4:35, getting bitched at.
Yep.
Customers would be getting pissed because we'd open 5 minutes late and shit. But yeah, like the industry I'm in now, you gotta be there, be to your meetings like reasonably early, have your shit together. Can't be like rushing in, looking all. And it still happens. I mean, sometimes you're just gonna fucking be late. It's how the universe works. But it's definitely pushed me to kind of be more on time. And my wife is not that person. She's just like going at her own pace, and we're telling people we're going to meet them to do X, Y, Z, and we're running late, and that drives me fucking nuts, and it just starts this whole fucking thing. So we try to avoid that, but
yeah, sales is different. Like you got to get there early if you're that kind of person, but like even managers are just,
I mean,
like,
do they even
free
care?
spirit.
Because like you're not making money if you're not there, but you're also not making them money.
There's a meeting every morning, so like realistically you're supposed to be there at a set time. I mean, I try to get in there way before that, set my shit up, like set up my day, time block it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like some mornings we'll all get in, we'll all be there, or the most people will be there, and we'll go and sit at the morning meeting, and there's not a manager to be seen, and they're all late, and then it's like you're in school, and it's like, all right, we've been sitting here for 10 minutes now. I think we can just go to work.
Leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, on like Saturdays, if you're there at 8:31 instead of 8:30, you get the, good afternoon, like because like that's the one day they care or whatever.
Yeah.
So of course
Nice.
that's the day that I have the biggest problem. That's the day I actually have been late probably the most, which is the worst, because that's like the one day you can't be late. So
Yeah.
but that's Murphy's Law.
That's fucking fantastic. What are you gonna do, right?
I don't know. So what else what did we have? There was I don't, did you put it in the chat here? I know we
Yeah,
had
I
something
did.
that wanted. Here we go. Behind the curtain for everybody at home. Oh, making friends. So what is the story with that? Do we make friends at this age, or do we just like maintain
that's
friends?
the thing. I don't know. You always have introverts and extroverts, right? And I think in my situation, when we talked about this topic initially and why we wanted to add it to the list, it was because for me, either a lot of my friends who had kids are no longer in Virginia, in Richmond. They've moved away, or B, the other half of my friends don't have kids at all. So like they don't. You invite them to like a cookout, and they're like, "Oh shit, you're gonna have other friends over with kids? Kids aren't my jam. I'm not gonna come." So that's where that topic kind of hit home for me. But then other dads, I think other dads just struggle to make friends in general, whether they're making friends with other dads or like staying in touch with their friends that don't have kids and families. I think it's just an ongoing struggle for some. I know for my wife and I, we're just kind of like homebody people, so we're perfectly content just being at home with Emerson, doing whatever the hell we want at home. And so we don't plan a lot of like group events. We don't do a lot of stuff with our friends. We do more stuff with like my sister and her kids and my mom than we probably do with our friends. But I don't know. I think for some dads, it's just easier to make friends if they're, because everybody kind of does their own shit after high school, and then maybe you reunite with some of those people once you have kids, and maybe you don't. Like I've had some people who I could have given two shits about in high school, like not cared about them, but I was like Facebook friends with them. And now all of a sudden everybody has kids, they're commenting on the posts with your kids. And I've had, a couple friends that I was friends with in college that like one of them, actually their kid ended up going to the same daycare as our son. So they were talking like, oh, we got to get together, and then you know how that goes. It just doesn't fucking happen. You never get together and do anything. So it's just, I think it's different for every dad, I guess.
I do. Yeah, it's definitely different for every dad. My dad specifically never, other than like family imposed, forced situational friends with like his brother-in-law or me as like a young adult, like friends is not something that was ever really a concern. He didn't have them. He didn't care. He just like you said, homebody, had his routine, went to work, watched TV, hung out by himself, like never needed, wanted, cared about friends. My mom definitely, was annoyed, still is annoyed by that, has more of an extroverted personality, which I think kind of, passed on to me, where I do have a lot of friends in terms of, even if it's just a group, 5 or 6 guys who really we all have known each other since high school, and we talk every day, be it like a group chat where like everybody's talking together in like a text chat. We'll see each other a couple times a year, but it's not, it's less and less now. Especially because they don't have kids. I do. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, is that because they don't have kids?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. None of my friends have kids really. I'm trying to think of like my core group of friends. Definitely, I have a couple friends who have kids, and ironically, they both live in completely different states, like far away. So to have like a get together, like if we get together, it's great because we can, hang out and have that bond and have the kids play together and whatever. But that's even more rare because you're talking about like people like California. One of them lives up there. I called him tonight to have a chat, but he's got 2
That's
little
why you
girls.
were late getting on, wasn't it?
that was on my way home from work. I was late because Russell's in the big boy bed and I'm setting up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then my other friend is in Colorado, and he's got a son who's He's got to be like 4 now, something like that. But other than that, my friends don't have kids. So, for like the Super Bowl, we had people over, and it was fine. But it was like we really had to force the issue and be like, no, it's got to be here at my house, which is stressful to have people.
You got kids that gotta go.
Yeah,
down.
like I can't break that routine. And they're like, oh, we'll host, we'll do this, we'll do that. I'm like, look, I can't. They're like, oh, just bring the kids.
That's a whole topic in and of itself, man. Is breaking that routine, because there's been some shit where we've done it.
It's a mistake.
It's always fucking terrible, right? It's either terrible as soon as you get home, or it's terrible the next fucking day you're paying for it.
Yep.
That's a constant fucking struggle, and I hate that aspect of it, because so we went my mother and father-in-law, they live and our daughter now, they live about 3 hours west of us. And so they didn't come here for Christmas. Our daughter did terrible planning and she didn't get off from work. They made her work through the holiday. So we said, all right, you're not going to make it down for Christmas. We'll come visit y'all for New Year's. So we went up there like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. But we stayed in a hotel, and my wife's mom got like super offended by it. And my wife's trying to explain to her, well, we have Emerson. So, if we stay at your house, he's going to be all excited. He's not going to be in bed. He's not going to follow his routine. He's going to hear us up still chatting. He's going to come out of the fucking bedroom. And so we're trying to explain to her that the whole reason we just went ahead and got a hotel room was because of that. And she just wasn't really understanding it. But I mean, her daughter's coming up on 38 now. So it's been so long since she's had to experience what that's like that she doesn't even think about it anymore, like why it's a big deal. But it's a massive deal.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, my friend, he's like, he's got nieces and nephews. His younger sister has kids. And
he's like the fun uncle then that just does all the crazy shit and then hands them back at the end of the day.
For sure. But he's like, oh, we can I'll host, we'll have everybody over here and we'll have fun. And you could bring the kid. I'm like, Samantha's not going to bring the kids over there. He's like, oh, why not? It's just offering like he's offended. Like, we don't want to bring the kids over there. I'm like, dude, they're not going to sleep in some strange environment just like because it's that time of the night. Like, they're not just like, oh, let's just go in this weird room with a weird smell like that. That's not going to happen. Like,
no nightlight.
I can't even get the kid to sleep in the room that he sleeps every night in his bed at the time I want him to sleep. Like, it's a struggle when I'm on the right schedule in the right place. Never mind if it's a different environment, different people. He can hear us outside the room. It's a one-story house. Like, please. I'm like, you'll understand someday, or maybe you won't if you don't have kids, but like, that's not a thing. That's not happening. So,
yeah. No, unless there's a bunch of other kids there and you like literally wear their ass out and they just, pass out from exhaustion. Yeah, Emerson definitely does not like weird places like that.
No.
Like when we rent a beach house every year, we go down with my sister and her family, and my mom goes with us. And there's usually there's a bunk bed kids room, right? So my sister's 2 boys and our son usually stay in that same room. And the second they all get in there, it's a strange fucking room. They're in there together, right? So instead of going to sleep because he's normally by himself, they're all in there giggling and talking to each other all hours of the night. And it just kind of snowballs from there. The whole week we're there, they're just like out of control because they're not getting the normal sleep they do, not going to bed at the normal time.
Yeah, I don't recommend anybody who has kids or doesn't to try to have like an out of control like just fly by night schedule with a kid. I mean, I don't think it's possible that that maybe there's crazy parents out there that pull it off, but I don't see how that could be conducive to any type of like normal life of having any type of semblance of what it was like before you had a kid, any type of peaceful moment. If you don't have a regular schedule for your kids, it's not you're never going to get there. That's my take on parenting. I don't know.
No, I mean, yeah, I agree with that 100%. I don't know how the hell you would make it work. You would have to have like the most perfect kid ever to just be able to wing it every night, flip-flop their bedtimes, not have any sort of like, our son, we take him up there, excuse me, we take him up there and he puts his PJs on and we read a book and he eats a little yogurt stick. That's like his little routine. And then after we do that, he goes potty and we brush teeth and then we get in his bed and we usually do snuggles and he wants 9 million little hugs and we do that. But yeah, if any part of that is abnormal, like if he stays up to finish something he's watching by 30 minutes, so we're like, okay, well, we're going to have to skip reading tonight because it's already past bedtime. I mean, he loses his goddamn mind.
Yep. Yeah, and if you try to rush it, we were at say we're at Nana and Grandpa's house late, and then you get him home like, oh, he's asleep in the car, so we'll just transport him. We'll transport him. We'll put him in bed, and it's fine. He's already asleep. It'll be fine. No. He
wakes up and it's like he slept 8 hours, and he doesn't. He won't go to bed. He's fucking energized. That's the worst.
Needs the book, the whole thing. So
you can do it when they're like 3 and under. You can sometimes pull that off if you've got the magic touch to get them in the house and lay them down. But once Emerson hit 4 and 5, you can no longer get him out of that car seat without waking him up. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, it can be done, and it'll work in certain instances, but for the most part,
yeah, not every time for sure.
No, because he gets, once he knows because even when I was a kid, I can remember like you force yourself or make it look like, oh, I'm still asleep because you want to get carried in.
Yeah.
But he knows we're there. He knows we're home. He's like, oh, this is, and then like he gets in his room and he's like, oh, wait, shit, wait a minute, I need my book. Like I need,
you gotta read to me now.
So we're here now. So like, I need my book. I gotta like, go through the routine here and make them like force me to go to bed. I gotta do the thing where I get out of bed 16 times and go try to open the door, and they tell me to go back to bed. Like this is, I still got a good hour here. And it's like, no, it's 9 o'clock, dude. Like you're supposed to be that's over. That's what was supposed to already happen. So yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
First time dad's tuning in, like, what the hell did I just get myself into?
Yeah, you just go for it.
It's fun. It's fun. It's a learning experience. Every kid's different. Some kids are way more easygoing than others. Some have to have a very, very, very strict regimen. Like my son, it depends on the kid, man. And you just gotta find out where that thin line is and when you can and can't cross it. And you gotta know and learn the repercussions if you do cross that line with your kid of jacking up that routine of you don't want to do it the night before you've got like a big important client meeting or a big sale the next day or whatever the hell it is. You gotta time it and just know what to expect, and that just comes with parenting in general. So
yep. I mean, I think we pulled through here. We had a 2-man show.
We're a man down.
We kind of made it happen. You all
enjoy staring at his frozen mug all second half of the episode.
Yeah. But I think if there's anybody out there, they got questions and concerns about the stuff we talk about on this show, we do have a Facebook page. You know, we are open to suggestions, comments, concerns. If even on YouTube where we actually post this, there's like, is there a comment section on these videos?
There is, yeah. Anybody can comment.
Yeah,
your first episode, somebody posted, "Jason's a cool guy."
Oh, okay. See, well, that's breaking news.
Yeah.
Nah, that's cool. Nah, we appreciate anybody who's out there and checks out the show. Check out
let us know what you guys want to hear about for sure. We can make up topics all day and guess at what we think you guys want to hear. But if you got something specific or anything, just let us know.
Supposed to be. This is like a constructive tool. This isn't just like a couple of jackasses with beards just
this is how it is.
Like, this is we're always open.
We want to talk about things relevant to what you guys want to hear and what you have going on in your lives. And shit, if it's something we don't know about, we keep saying it. I've just got to find the time, right? Because we're dads. But we got to get some subject matter experts on a couple shows anyway. So if it's a topic you think we don't even know shit about, let us know and we'll find somebody to get on and talk with you guys about that kind of stuff.
Yep. All right. Want to wrap it up?
All right, let's do it. Yeah, so please like, subscribe, join the Facebook group. Thank you guys hanging out. I'm sorry we lost a guy mid episode, but that's kind of being a dad to a T. Shit happens. We'll catch you guys on the next episode, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, tickle the pickle. Later.
See you. Tickle the pickle.